know, sometimes, we can pick things apart, and it's just this. Supposedly, he was on the spectrum, he had Asperger's, and that was also supposedly a syndrome of the last horrible mass killing. And sometimes there are problems without solutions. I don't know what.
Sometimes things happen. I mean, the parents certainly knew there were problems all along, and there was this horrifying moment, Willie, where the parents, the mother had gotten an email from him. She read the first 3 or 4 lines. She called the father, and they both got in their car separately and raced up there to try to get their son. And by the time they got up there, it had happened. I did not hear about him being on the spectrum, so I brought that up before and got pounded for that, even though I think eventually it ended up being true on another case. But
yeah, they got a copy of the manifesto. His parents did, and immediately they knew, as Donnie said, they were engaged. They had him in therapy. They get in their cars, and actually they heard on the radio the news that there'd been a shooting in Santa Barbara, and they knew immediately that it must have been their son.
Oh, my God.
All right. Well, we have more elements to this story, which we'll get to a little bit later. I think it's a conversation we need to keep having.
I will say, though, following Newtown, we talked about 3 things. And, of course, because one of the things we talked about was guns, the entire conversation shut down.
Right.
Nobody wanted to talk about it anymore. Talked about video games. That shut down. A group of people didn't want to talk about that. There may be one thing we can talk about here. That Republicans and Democrats, conservatives and liberals, maybe we can talk about mental health in America. We're talking about it. We're finally starting to talk about it with our veterans. We need to talk about it with these men and women, these children that fall through the cracks, that have mental health issues, and we need to figure out how to take care of them. We need to figure out how to invest as a country. And it is an investment. It's going to cost money, probably a lot of money. But so many of these tragedies come back to this. As Donnie said, in this case, ban all guns. 3 people are dead today. 3 parents lost their children because of knives.
Yeah.
At some point, we've got to look at the common denominator. And so many times, as I said in Newtown, before Newtown, when we first saw the news, I described the kid without knowing anything about him. There are some warning signs, but it's going to take an investment, and we're going to have to figure out how to face mental health.
And you see how hard it is even when the parents know they are there. So we do need to do more to support families that need help.
But that's why it's so hard when they're on the line, when they can act normally, when they can get past the sheriff's deputy who shows up and goes through the standard protocols to determine whether he has the legal right to commit the kid. And the kid passes all these tests even while he's got that manifesto in the back room in the video. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Very, very, very tightrope to walk. I want to move to